Dímelo, mi gente. You already know this is Punsh Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Who shot himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, El Sazón, El Borracho, El Pastor de Boxeo. First and foremost, God bless each and every one of y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. What a year it was. This is the 2021 closeout video, and we recap this beautiful year of boxing, in which I feel it was. You know, of course, we still haven't had that that fight that the mass been asking for. We still haven't had the undisputed in the heavyweight division, which I thought it was going to happen between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. We still haven't had the fight that the fans been clamoring for, Bud Crawford versus Earl the Truth Spence. But there's been a lot of great things in the sport of boxing, in which there has been great potential talent, great phenom in the sport of boxing have emerged. They stepping up, and we're gonna be discussing that in this video. The YTBC, shout out to all the YTBC boxing content creators, whether we agree or disagree on our content, whatever. Keep the grind. I support the grind. I respect the grind. I'm motivated by the grind and things of that nature, and the work ethic of most of the boxing content creators. And we are the one that preserving the sport of boxing. We are the one that speak about the sport of boxing 24/7. So regardless if you support your boy Punsh Drunk or not, I still respect y'all, and I hope that everybody, do their thing and their family is healthy, and you're healthy yourself. Because collectively, I believe that this community does keep boxing alive, because I don't think that mass media really respect the sport of boxing, especially here in America. Not that as much. They don't. It's not day in, day out, but we do the work. We do the heavy lifting in the sport of boxing, in my opinion. The year started off with Tanaka and Yoka. You know, it was a good matchup. I mean, the year started off good. Tanaka and Yoka. Christmas Eve, heading into the new year. And then we have, I believe, January 2nd, it was Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell, in which we wanted to see Ryan Garcia, one of the phenom in the sport of boxing, in the lightweight division, one of the lucrative division in the sport of boxing. We wanted to see these young fighters step up, and I believe that we saw the young fighters that we do, the high invested young fighters that we have, a lot of expectations, and believe they're going to be one of the greats in years to come, are going to be, uplifting the sport of boxing and running the sport of boxing, like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez and Boots Ennis and Brandon Lee and Virgil Ortiz, Shakur Stevenson, Danny Dubois came back, y'all. That was great, and was bad injury versus Joy Joyce, and that was a great matchup. A lot of people say he wasn't prepared for that fight, but he took it anyway. So the heart and determination of these fighters, y'all already know how I consider these fighters modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. Women boxing, oh my God, the emerge. Well, the undisputed Jessica McCaskill, in which I consider 2020 one of the best fighters in the female side, but I believe fighter of the year, in my opinion, in 2020 was Teofimo Lopez and Jessica McCaskill. And this year, it was, look at Teofimo Lopez, the purse bid, and $6.2 million, and it was supposed to be all good. And then, you know what happened versus George Kambosos, what happened with the purse bid and the postponement. Oh, man, what is crazy, Floyd Mayweather got back in the ring as an exhibition. They celebrated Juneteenth, y'all. Jamar Charlo versus Juan Montiel, which was a great thing that the WBC did in acknowledging the Juneteenth. And I hope that, Juneteenth could be like one of the Cinco de Mayos in the sport of boxing, one of those dates that, our African-American brothers, one of them should adopt that date, of whether it's Deontay Wilder, Earl Spence, or Bud Crawford, or Devin Haney, so just to adopt that date, like we consider, Cinco de Mayo as a big one of the big dates in the sport of boxing. But yo, it's been a hell of a ride. We saw Chocolatito versus Estrada 2, in which a lot of people felt that, you know, Chocolatito won or it was a draw. But we're gonna have this upcoming 2022. That fight, the trilogy is gonna come to fruition. A lot of people have been arguing about the franchise, man. Juan Francisco Estrada became one of the new franchises. Of course, Teofimo Lopez, a franchise, and lost it now. George Cambosa, shout out to George Cambosa. A new country has in power position. Tim Zhu in 154-pound division is a decision to be a mandatory to a Brian Castano. Brian Castano, who put up a great effort, a great challenge, and in another undisputed bout, in which I hope that it was more, you know, people talked about this fight more. I wish it wasn't overshadowed by other events that wasn't taken seriously. Like, you know, I think around that time it was Jake Paul was fighting Atkins. I forgot his name from the MMA. I'm all boxing, so sometimes I can't remember the names of the MMA. But I feel like they should have done a better job in promoting the fight, because Undisputed is the most prestige accomplishment that you could achieve in your respective division. But we're going to see that fight again in a rematch in February in Houston, Texas. So, look, 2022 is going to be a great year, I anticipate. A couple of fights that they already mentioned. We got Ugas, a unification bout with Earl the True Spence. Keith on Tom Thurman is going to be coming back versus Mario Barrios pay-per-view. Nettie's going to be making his trying to get himself in the win column again. Josecito Lopez, who has been fighting very, very well ever since after the Keith Thurman fight, in which in one of the rounds you almost stopped Keith from Tom Thurman. So Josecito Lopez is rejuvenated. Virgil Ortiz have stepped up, one of the phenom in the welterweight division, one of the most prestige division in the sport of boxing as well. Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis has stepped up with the Sergey Lipinyan and beating Delorme. Virgil Ortiz beating Maurice Hooker, while Earl Spence and Bud Crawford looking on, so they were scouting, you know? And now we see Virgil Ortiz ending the year and being in position to get those type of fights in which people was debating and having dialogues about if these young, hungry lions like Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz is ready for the elites at welterweight, in which I believe they are prime elites. I think they are not prime elites, but I believe that they prime ready for the likes of anybody. Ugas, Thurman, Boots, Spence, Bud. I believe that Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis is ready. The 140-pound division, we saw a wonderful fight, an undisputed bout with Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor, the Scottish, and another undisputed bout, and we have a king in the 140-pound division. I'm very happy to see Josh Taylor, his growth. I even still want to see a rematch with him and Regis Prograis. I hope that could come to fruition. But of course, you're going to be fighting Jack Catterall, and thank you for the guys that step aside like Jack Catterall, so we could witness an undisputed bout in the 140-pound. I'm going to tell you like this, the 140-pound, don't overlook the 140, because that's getting hot, and they got a lot of power hitters like Josh Taylor, like Jose Ramirez still, like Regis Prograis. Teofimo Lopez is moving up to 140. I can't wait to see how he's gonna look like when he's not drained. That's gonna be good. Jose Cepeda, Pedraza gonna be fighting as well. I think Pedraza fighting Jose Ramirez early 2022. So, and Brandon Lee, one of the phenom, one of the power hitters, the knockout artists. I can't wait till he's gonna step up. I'm gonna say it like this: Brandon Lee is here to stay. Keyshawn Davis, representing USA Olympics, baby. The Olympics, we almost brought the gold, man. But Andy Cruz once again stopping that from coming through fruition, beating Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis just can't get over the hump versus Andy Cruz from Cuba. Shout out to the Cuban people. The Cuban people been, fighting for too long. And this year, it went to another level. And shout out to all my Cuban people, man. Your warrior spirit, you keep on fighting. And, man, trust me, man, it gets to a time that every oppressed people will reach the mountaintop and get their just due. So we all around the world got to support them. Viva Cuba. Canelo Alvarez. What more can we say about Canelo Alvarez, y'all? Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez. I mean, you know what? I'm even gonna leave him a little bit to the end because Canelo Alvarez have voided everything the boxing fan has been frustrated. He has challenged himself. He has fought more than 4 times in the span of 11 months, 3 times this year. You know, it's just amazing his work ethic as Canelo Alvarez, aka I just gotta say the way I gotta say the way I gotta say it. Canelo Alvarez, aka Cartelo, aka King Nelo, aka Payday, aka get the F out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I gotta say I'm sorry, kids, but get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all already know the 4 Division World Champion, the 4 Division World Champion, the newly super middleweight undisputed by beating Caleb Plant, beat Billy Joe Saunders, beat Callum Smith. Back to he was just chipping away and becoming an undisputed, and nobody was standing in his way. Canelo Alvarez, a pound-for-pound #1 in the sport of boxing. Libra por libra número 1, señores y señora. Man, what a hell of the best man to lead and be the face of boxing is Canelo Alvarez. He's been so much of an inspiration and inspiration to young fighters as well, giving them their props, like a T.O., like a Javonte Tan Davis, like a Ryan Garcia, just making sure that when he steps down, when he retires, it's going to be in good hands. And love that. I love when fighters, especially when you current and you're the best fighters and you're leading the way and you're showing the up-and-comers all that love because it inspires them to be as great as you or to be greater than you. And that's a great thing that we see for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is not going to go to the request of the WBC, his peoples, to fight Makabu to become a 5 Division World Champion. Wow. All I can say about Canelo Alvarez is just, wow. I don't see, to be honest, I don't see nobody being Canelo Alvarez. I don't see nobody being Canelo Alvarez. I believe that he's in the peak of his prime. His intellect and physical ability is coexisting at the highest level. He's just an awesome fighter, and boxing is lucky to have him right now. Boom! Manny Pacquiao retired. Manny Pacquiao, the 8th Division World Champion, the 5 linear, the 12-time World Champion, the Senator, the humanitarian, the ambassador, the great husband, the great father, the best karaoke singer of them all, the GOAT, Manny Pacquiao. What a hell of a ride. What a hell of an ambassador. What a hell of a fighter. I went to the fight. I saw Manny Pacquiao's last fight. It was so inspirational, motivational. I get to hold Manny Pacquiao's belt as well. Man, what a, yo. And ladies and gentlemen, man, I'm going to tell you like this. Shout out to Ken Porter. Shout out to Kenny Porter, Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying, them opening their arms and giving me a chance to work with them, and also me advising fighters that I helped get signed. You know, Punsh Drunk Boxing, the channel, I just started this and just thinking I'm just going to be talking boxing. I used to go live and just have like 1 people looking at me, and then it got to the point where because of the subscribers and because of y'all helping your brother out, and because believing in the channel, believing in the energy, the high-octane delivery of your boy, Mr. Moonshine himself, I had the ability, I had the chance, and got in position to help other fighters out, to help, you know, Henry Cedeño Martinez get signed to Kenny Porter, Henry Cedeño Martinez as well, an Olympian that did good from the Dominican Republic. It was and being in the corner and sharing and being the second hand and being helping these young fighters accomplish their dream. It's just been a great experience, and can't wait to see these guys keep on working, stay focused, and you know, I'm glad to be working with them. I never know that I would be advising fighters just off me having the passion for boxing. And I always tell the people out there, man, yo, they're listening, bro. The boxing community is listening to us. Like I said in the beginning, we are the one that make boxing go, you know, keep going. We the one that keep boxing alive. These fighters, we are their family. In the community, a lot of people be dissing these fighters and speaking derogatory, making derogatory comments and name calling and stuff like that, and saying they scared and they scared, they fear, they pussy, they bums, and things of that nature, man. We gotta stop that. We are their family, man. We're the only one that's gonna be talking about them, because mass media ain't gonna be talking about them, right? I understand that we may be fans of other, but I'm gonna tell you like this again, like I'm gonna keep on saying, these modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, y'all. They fight for their family, they fight for them, and they fight. They risk their lives, man, for pure entertainment. We gotta give the fighter the benefit of the doubt, even when we frustrated with the business of boxing. But in the end of the day, they stepping inside that ring. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, I'm happy. And me going to road trips, me going to the Manny Pacquiao fight, me driving from New York City to Las Vegas, me driving to see an undisputed bout with Jamel Charlo and Brian Castaño. Shout out to Jamel Charlo for acknowledging my work in that press conference, man. I got shocked. I even thought, I forgot my questions, really. But, because, again, it's a small YouTube channel. But I stay on the grind, and I love what I do, and the passion and the sacrifices that I put into my work. I take it highly serious. Yeah, I take it. If you're gonna try to knock my work or knock what I do or my approach, of course I'm gonna take it personal. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am. Ain't no business in this. Then this is life. Boxing is life to me. So shout out to Jamel Charlo, man, for showing out, for telling the whole world when you had the light on you and the microphone on you to acknowledge my work, man. I appreciate that to the fullest. And then I went to New Hampshire. I went to cover. I got media credentials this year. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, when I sneaked into the media credentials, when it was Devin Haney and Abdullah Eve back in Madison Square Garden to do the Amanda Serrano and Heather Hardy card, I sneaked in. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting no media credentials, but this time I did it the right way. I applied for media credentials and got to the Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugas. Shout out to Yordenis Ugas for defeating Manny Pacquiao as well, man. I think he's not getting the type of respect his just due. A lot of people's trying to overlook him. They want to see Bud Crawford versus Earl Spence. They didn't want to see him fight Manny Pacquiao. But I believe that this man has worked very, very hard to be in the position that he's at. One of the best trainers, working with one of the best trainers in the sport of boxing, Salas. I'm so proud of Salas and what he has, the fighters that he has, and being a mentor. And shout out to all the trainers. Shout out to Kevin Cunningham as well for giving me the opportunity to chop it up with him and honoring me with the interviews, man. And shout out to everybody that gave me the opportunity. It's been an honor to speak to modern day warriors and gladiators. Just given the opportunity to speak to them. I told my wife, and she said, "What do you expect from doing this?" I said, "What's like your bucket list?" My bucket list was, and I said realistically, because I think that Mike Tyson is hard for me to talk to or get an exclusive interview. I said my bucket list is to interview Keith Thurman. When I started, I said Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman, yes, and people that know him from the channel, he's my favorite. He's been my favorite fighter because when I was losing the love of boxing, Keith Thurman, his energy. Just like I like the young fighters, just like I follow the young fighters, like Keyshawn Davis. I follow Keith and Tom Thurman in the amateurs, and that was my favorite class, the 07-08 class with Keith and Tom Thurman, Bud Crawford, Mikey Garcia, the Charlo brothers, Daniel Jacobs, Sean Porter, Alexander Usyk. Who else? Deontay Wilder, Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. One of my favorite fighters as well. Deontay Wilder, one of my favorite. But the Boo Boo Andre, when he used to go battle with Keith Thurman, Charles Hatley. I can't wait to see him get back into the elite status. Then he got to go to the drawing board. Then he got to hope that they can get to fight again. Yo, that was Keith Thurman just for the surgery. Been one of my favorite fighters, him and Boo Boo Andre. And not to mention, that was my favorite class. I used to fight on them in the amateur, just like I followed Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis out there, and he demolishing people in Washington, and in the amateur circuit. Yo, so I was a big fan of Keith from Tom Thurman, and that was my bucket list. And I had the opportunity to have an exclusive, almost 20 minutes interview. And I thought it was gonna be 5 minutes. Thank you, Keith, for giving me. I don't know that he knows, but he is still my favorite fighter. I can't wait to see him in pay-per-view. I know the matchup is not what everybody wants, but me as a consumer, I just want to see my guy, and it is. I'm gonna be paying for it. Sorry, folks. It's my money. Damn it, it's my money. Sean Porter, one of the ambassadors of sport of boxing, one of the nicest guys you can meet. Also, man, seeing him spar, prepare for Bud Crawford, one of the most anticipating fight of 2020. Thank you again, Sean Porter, for doing what you do. Just like Manny Pacquiao, two greats have retired of this era, of this generation. It was a great one of the best pressure fighters. I think the best pressure fighter of this generation has been Sean Porter, and I hope he does great. After boxing, his commentary is solid. He's been everywhere from Ring City to the Olympics, covering the Olympics, Fox, ESPN, done a hell of a job. One of the voices of boxing, Sean Porter, has done a hell of a job. Shout out to all the trainers, especially Fatherhood. Fatherhood is prominent in the sport of boxing. Teofimo Lopez Sr., 2020 was the trainer of the year, and it took a step back, but shout out to Teofimo Lopez Sr. and our develop the friendship and things of that nature. Teofimo Lopez, my guy, man. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez, one of the fighters that, we cool and allow me to just be more than just a boxing content creator and develop a friendship as well. Keep on doing your thing, my brother. You're gonna get right back up and ride the horse. And the takeover is still in effect. The takeover is here. The takeover is now. You are the captain of the generation, the commander in chief. You, my guy. Don't give a damn about what anybody say, because we develop a friendship that is more than just that's just more than boxing. And I appreciate the friendship. I appreciate to allow me to be a friend, and that's what's up. Shout out to the family, the Lopez family as well. Shout out to Boo Boo Andre, yo. Boo Boo Andre went to the fight versus Jason Quigley, in which he knocked him out. He did what everybody been asking Demetrius Andre to do. The middleweight division, man. That's the only thing in 2021 in which I'm a little bit upset, because I believe the middleweight division, everybody's in position to actually unify. And I think that Triple G has gotten a pass, y'all. Triple G has gotten a pass. And I believe the sport of boxing need to, really check on that, because a lot of boxing fans, y'all be on Boo Boo, y'all be on Charlo, y'all be on Crawford, y'all be on Spence, y'all be on everybody. But when it comes to Triple G, even Canelo Alvarez, the fans be on Triple G. I'm Canelo Alvarez. Y'all give Triple G a pass. Got that big perk, got that big money from the zone, and man, Triple G. Getting a pass. But we want to see these guys unified. I want to see Boo Boo Andre versus Jamal Charlo. And shout out to the Charlo family again. Shout out to the Charlo team, Houston, Texas, in the building. Covered. It was a great time. Shout out to San Antonio. I drove to Texas, man. I love the food in San. One of the best Mexican foods in San Antonio. I can't wait to go back. I just can't wait to go back. The road trips was one of the best. I think this year, I did one of my bucket lists was to drive across country, and I did that. And then to cover the sport of boxing I feel like I need to do that every year now. Like, just watching, just passing by Colorado, never been to Colorado, and just going down the hill, driving, this shit is crazy. Utah, it's a beautiful state. Like, it's crazy. Like, I seen things like that in TV, but I don't even want to take a plane no more, man. I like road trips, yo. It's very therapeutic, very therapeutic. People thought I was crazy. But Utah and Colorado, that Colorado, Utah into Nevada ride is very, like, I don't know, man. It's like, if anybody ever takes a road trip, and maybe you understand what I'm saying, from the Colorado to Las Vegas. That ride right there, it's a beautiful ride, man. I gotta do it at least once every year. It's slow. It's so you like by yourself on the road, and then you just stopping, and it's like you see the bunch of I don't know. I didn't even know how to call it. You in the mountains and things of that nature, man. It's beautiful, man. It's like that's the nature, man. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to do it again this summer. Went to Miami. And the Teofimo Lopez fight didn't happen. But I still went to Miami. Still went to Miami to see Henry Cedillo Martinez, in which I worked the corner. Shout out to Bad Promotions, one of the best independent promotions out there in Florida. Bad Promotions, I love it, man. I can't wait to go and see more of their shows. See Erickson Lubin, get the opportunity to interview Erickson Lubin, who have won 5 straight fights and knocked out Jason Rosario. Beautiful work by Erickson Lubin, and I believe that Kevin Cunningham, one of the prestige trainers in the sport of boxing, has done a wonderful job in resurrecting his career. Not his career, because that's just his one loss, but resurrecting that loss, and now he's a dangerous force right back in the mix of things, and that's what true champion does. True champion do. So can't wait to see Erickson Lubin get another title shot from the winner of Brian Castaño and Jamel Charlo. That would be good. Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue, one of my favorite fighters as well. Naoya Inoue, performing out here, performing and winning, knocking out people. Nonito Donaire. Wow, what a story. What a story. One of the oldest champions, currently the oldest champion, 4-division world champion. Nonito Donaire knocked out Gabali and knocked down his last opponent. Sorry, man, the name just slipped right through my head, but Nonito Donaire has the fountain of youth, and I can't wait to see the rematch between him and Inoue, or we could see that Filipino war with John Riel Casimero versus Nonito Donaire. Shout out to John Riel Casimero. Shout out to Sean Gibbons. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao Promotions. One of the coolest. Manny Pacquiao, one of the coolest person I ever met. Sean Gibbons, one of the coolest promoters I met. We got to go to a Rock and Roll show, me and Sean Gibbons. We got to go to see ACDC, Guns N' Roses or something. I think he's energetic, man. I need to work with Sean Gibbons. Shout out to the Filipino people that were showing me love out there in Vegas and taking pictures and valuing my work. Thank you for the subscribers out there in the Philippines. Yo, Amanda Serrano. Can't say enough about Amanda Serrano. Have showed me love. I think that she is the pound for pound knockout queen of the sport of boxing. She is the most exciting boxer I ever seen. And I've been saying for a long time that she deserves that 7-figure. She's 7-division world champion, one of the most decorated champions in the entire boxing, not just female boxing, but the entire boxing world. She's getting his just due. Thank you, Jake Paul. For a lot of people want to criticize Jake Paul, but Jake Paul also has brought a lot of eyeballs into the sport of boxing. And all what the other fighters got to do is take advantage of the eyeballs and sustain those eyeballs. Jake Paul is bringing the eyeballs, the fighters, the boxers, the elite fighters. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to sustain those eyes. That's the only thing that is problem in the sport of boxing, is the momentum, sustaining the momentum of boxing. We see one of probably the biggest fight of the year was that heavyweight bout, the trilogy between Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Y'all already know there was a lot of drama going into the fight, a lot of allegations and things of that nature. But you know what? I think it closed the chapter on a good note. And Tyson Fury showed the whole world why he is the #1 heavyweight in the whole world of in boxing. We seen Alexander Usyk, the upset. I'm telling you, it was an upset year too. Alexander Usyk becoming a unified heavyweight champion of the world by defeating Anthony Joshua. A lot of people didn't think that was going to happen. A lot of people didn't thought that was going to come to fruition. But hey, man, it did happen. And now we got a potential undisputed heavyweight matchup that we could see. Dillian White, got his get back. Got his get back versus Povetkin and knocking out Povetkin. Great. Look, and this is what I tell you, man. This is why I say that boxing is inspiration and boxing translates to life itself, because Dillian White got knocked out, came right back, rematch, and knocked out his opponent. That's what life is about, man. Just picking yourself back up, man. Dusting out the dust. I think that's the way you say it. But getting his get back and get his hands raised again, man. That's what it is. Parker and Chisora, two of the wars that they had, man. It's crazy. It's good. I can't believe Chisora's still fighting, man. Gabe Rosado, Gabe Rosado, what a story. What a Cinderella. I call him the Cinderella man. What a Cinderella man, man. What a wonderful job Gabe Flores has done, being with Freddie Roach. And he's one of those guys that he's always going to put up a fight. It's always an excitement. Jaime Munguia, one of the phenom in the sport of boxing. It was a great fight. I'd love to see it again. Shout out to Gabe Rosado, Jaime Munguia. What a year, folks. What a year, folks. My pound-for-pound list has changed. Devin Haney also performed versus Jojo Diaz. What a performance it was. I think he boxed beautifully. I see the growth of Devin Haney. Jojo Diaz went to the 135-pound division, beat Javier Fortuna in his first time in 135, and then went to Devin Haney. So think about it. Jojo Diaz went to the 135-pound division and already fought two top 10 ranked lightweight champions, fighters, and that's what you could say about Jojo Diaz, is he's willing to fight anybody. He's willing to fight anybody, and he doesn't give a damn about his 0-1, whatever. In the end of the day, I believe that Jojo Diaz is going to come back strong and give anybody a challenge in the 135-pound division. Gervonta Tank Davis have become a star, trying to escape the cloud of the massive cloud or shadow of Floyd Mayweather. Isaac Cruz have emerged, almost cherry pin going wrong. But Gervonta Tank Davis, I don't blame Gervonta Tank Davis. Of course, you want to see him fight one of the top 5 in the lightweight division, one of the top dogs. You want to see Gervonta Tank Davis versus the likes of Lomachenko. Lomachenko has fought Nakatani, has beaten Richard Comey, and now is back into contentions. And now he's, could be the mandatory of George Kambosos Jr., who beat Teofimo Lopez in the upset win. George Kambosos, who I interviewed last year, a lot of people didn't know who he was, and I've been telling the whole world, hey, yo, this guy, y'all already know, man. Y'all follow Manny Pacquiao. He prepares Manny Pacquiao. He's Manny Pacquiao's best sparring partner, and this guy is fast. This guy is not a walk in the park. I was trying to tell the people the whole year. They thought I was trying to troll. Now you just saying that because Teofimo Lopez is fighting. I was telling you, it ain't gonna be no easy for Teofimo Lopez. Everybody thought it was gonna be a knockout. I said, ain't gonna be no walk in the park. George Kambosos is a real deal. And look, if they ain't come prepared the way they were supposed to, like they was versus Loma. And of course, there was a lot of things going behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, this is boxing, and really nobody want to hear their excuses. I can understand. I know exactly what was going on for Teofimo Lopez. But at the end of the day, this is boxing. They signed up. You step inside the ring, and the fans just want to see you perform. And they saw a great fight, one of the fight of the year's candidate. But we saw a new emperor in the lightweight division. Hopefully we see George Kambosos versus Devin Haney. That's the fight that I want to see in the lightweight division. But I think the politics is going to get in the way, and probably Lomachenko is going to be fighting George Kambosos, or George Kambosos and Australia going to fight somebody in the top 15. And I think that he deserves at the age of 28 to work his way up the ranks the proper way. No politics, no petitions and things like that. Not overly hundreds of petitions just to make him higher than what he's supposed to be. And he's due to pick whoever he want to fight. You got to be a voluntary and make that money. At the end of the day, I believe that all fighters should be compensated well. And it's been a hell of a year in the YTBC, man. I've gotten to meet good boxing consequences.
If you ask any hard questions, you will be banned, and that's unfair to people that want to get out there and deliver message to state facts. And the guys are scared because they're not gonna shut up. Man, fuck them. Facts. Fuck them people.
Facts.
Bitch ass motherfuckers trying to stop niggas from asking questions, real questions to make shit happen. Facts.
And I did have the media credentials and they saw me, always show me love, always acknowledge me. It's like I'm the new guy on the block, and everybody's grinding. Everybody got to get their interview, so it's a grind, man. Nobody really paying attention to nobody. Either you get it. Shout out to Radio Raheem, doing his thing. And shout out to also, man, the WBC, the ambassadors of the WBC that I met, Mauricio Suleiman. It was a hell of a conversation, a hell of a conversation out there in San Antonio, and hell of an interview that I had with him with Rapstar Boxing Knowledge. Go check it out if y'all have it. Meeting the WBO president, Baco, great experience as well. And shout out to Malik Montgomery. I was there working the corner for also alongside with Ken and Coach Wade, one of the best conditioning coaches, strength and conditioning coaches in the sport of boxing. Coach Wade that works with Sean and works with Kalen Plant, and a lot of fighters in the come up. And it was a great fight. One of the best fights I seen live was Malik Montgomery. A lot of punches was thrown. Shout out to Al Heyman. Who else, yo? It's just a lot of people to thank. Transcend the Sports, one of my guys that never switched up. Not about Andrew Tucker World. Everybody subscribe to Andrew Tucker World. Shadow Ghost. Everybody subscribe to Shadow Ghost. Certain people, certain channels that never switched up, that been following me since day one, that kept it on Bloods, man. Shout out to Marcos Viegas, Fight Hype. Sean was good. There was two of the guys that when I was at.
Start talking about kings of lightweight right now. There's 5 of them, and you can start with George Campos.
Honey, and just kept it real with your boy. So it's been a hell of a ride, man. Shout out to Fanon as well. We had it's a roller coaster, man. We was going at it, but when I was in my car wreck, almost 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I don't know when I'm gonna pull out this video, but it was people that I least expected that was looking out for me with prayers and things of that nature. I couldn't ask for nothing more, man. Prayers has saved my life, in my opinion. And God is beautiful, man. Y'all already know God first, everything second. Fight plus survive equals true champions. We all brothers and sisters of the Most High, sons and daughters of the Most High. And I really truly believe that. When it wasn't about boxing, it was just about life. There was people that just show their love, man, show their real character, and which a lot of them was very highly positive. And then there was others that there's a toxic community as well, and a lot of people want to see the worst. I've seen the ugly side of other people as well. But hey, it's the internet, you got to expect that. You got to expect the trolls and things of that nature. A lot of people that I enjoy helping a lot of people, man. Even on my channel, even just by saying subscribe to the channel, let's do a collab, or joining the panel, and just telling the whole world, just expand. I wanted to expand, the YTBC. I wanted people that know boxing, and you have time, get your channel. But a lot of people, they bite the hand that, I'm not gonna say feed them, but to motivate them to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? What they could do. And that's the only thing that now I'm taking to 2022 that, is the internet. You really don't know a lot of people, and you don't know what's their intentions. What's their intentions? Do they really think that you're cool? Do they value your help? And I know a lot of people, and there's people out there that just didn't value it. There's a lot of fake people in the YTBC as well, but a lot of real, genuine people when I met them, and that's what's up, man. Shout out to Luis Collazo and Victor Ortiz. Shout out to Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillen. Shout out to also, man, Spencer Fearing, The Knowledge. Chopping up boxing. One of the best interviews, man, is chopping it up with spiritual minded people. And everybody on the channel, also everybody, all the members that subscribe to the channel, and the members, thank you for believing in my work. And it's been crazy. But let me talk a little bit about the boxers as well, because, of course, the pound for pound, I think I can say it off the top. I believe that Canelo Alvarez is number one. Number two, I'm going to give it to Alexander Usyk, number 3. Bud Crawford, number 4. Probably Uwe, number 5. Maybe Josh Taylor. Number 6. Nah, I forgot. Number 6, oh, man. I like Kasuti Yoka. I like Estrada. Nah, I'm not saying numero. I'm sorry. Number 6. Gotta give it to Jamel Charlo. Number 7. Earl Spence. Number 8. Yoka. Number 9. Estrada. Number 10. Probably not Cambosis. Probably Cambosis. I'm not putting no heavyweight. But probably Cambosis. So, except for Alexander Usyk, because he came from the cruiserweight division and he actually was fighting 20 pounds lower than his opponent, Anthony Joshua. But, the pound for pound always changes. But yeah, man, this community has been good. And shout out to mi raza, mi latinos. Ya tu sabes, mi hermano, mi hermana. Next year is going to be a hell of a ride, y'all. Next year is going to be a hell of a ride. Your boy Punsh Drunk Boxing, man. I'm going to go harder. I'm just going to go harder, and going to be on my grind. Y'all thought that your boy Punsh Drunk Boxing? Nah, I'm just starting now. I feel like a rebirth. After what I went through, man. And I just want to acknowledge a lot of people, man. I'm just saying off the top of my head, a lot of channels are doing that, show me love. A lot of channels, that has inspired me as well, kept me on my toes. Shout out to all the groups as well. Shout out to all the people that have been rocking with me, man. Shout out to the Twitter boxing, the Twitter world. Shout out to Lou DeBella. Shout out to Rick Glazier. Shout out to Steve Kim. People that show me love, man. Shout out to everybody. Just shout out to everybody, all the trainers, all the fighters. I love y'all, man. Y'all already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, el adobro sazón el borracho. 2020 is going to be a hell of a year. Let's go, Katie Taylor, Manny Serrano. Let's go. Let's see if we could get that fight happen with Bud Crawford and Earl Spence. Let's see if we could get that Keith from Tom Thurman. I think Keith from Tom Thurman is going to get the Bud Crawford before anything. But let me know what y'all feel. God bless y'all. Peace out. On to the next.